Forgotten how this thing works. I'm only messing. What's going on, guys? Broto Gaming here, and welcome to a brand new video. First video in 3 weeks, which I'm not very proud about, but I just haven't, had that motivation, that get up and go to record a video. But you know what? I was up today and I just thought, you know what? I'm bored. Let's record some videos. Let's get something out there. Let's do it. And today we've got some TW back with the rise of TNA. And been doing all the graphics for the channel. Hopefully they look sweet. Hopefully you like them. I'm quite proud of them. I did it all myself, which I'm very proud of, because I'm absolutely useless with graphics and stuff. But anyway, I'm happy with them. Hope you like them. So let's crack on. Episode of Impact. As you can see on the screen, Kyle O'Reilly and Mike Bennett start work in 1 week. So we will have Red Dragon and the Kingdom, minus Matt Taven, but I've got a plan for that, don't worry. Oh, pardon me. That came out of nowhere. You couldn't hear that, but Jesus. Anyway. Let's get straight into the show. Hopefully it's a good one. Let's get into it. Okay, so we are at the Sovereign Center in Philly. I'm going to say Philly. I don't think it is Philly. But anyway, Charlie Haas defeated Doug Williams to start off with. 52D+. Haas has debuted his No Gimmick Needed gimmick, which has got an 89 rating, which is pretty good. Anyway, moving on. It's up 60C. That's pretty decent for a knockouts match, to be fair. Especially one containing Caitlyn, because Caitlyn isn't very good. I'm not even sure she's that over either. She's improving in performance skills though. I want to start a developmental territory, or gain in developmental territory. You can tell I haven't done this in a while. I'm kind of rusty. I can't talk. And I want to send a few people down there. Caitlyn being one. Zack Sabre Jr., Noam Dar, Mark Andrews. There's a few people. Noel Foley. Just some people that are very good. I want to send them down to developmental. I was thinking of maybe trying to get OVW, Ohio Valley Wrestling. Yeah. OVW as developmental territory, see if they'll because I'm sure you can do that, can't you? You can approach other companies and kind of get that partnership. I'm sure you can. If not, then I'll just make my own. But anyway, 6C, moving on. SEMA versus DJZ. DJZ defeats SEMA in a 48D+. Man, SEMA's improving in performance skills, but I don't really have anything for him to do. I haven't seen. To be fair, I've only used him in about 4 matches since I signed him. I think I'm going to release him in all fairness, because he's just got nothing to do. So moving on. The Blood Brothers defeat the Red Arrows. So Magnus and Bram defeat Noam Dar and Zack Sabre Jr. At a 53C-. I'm either going to have to turn Magnus face or stop the turn, because it's been going on a while now. Noam Dar's improving in performance skills. Bram is improving in rumble skills, which is all good. Next up, Gunner versus King Mo. Gunner defeats King Mo in a 53C-, which isn't that bad, to be fair. Quite happy with that. I want to get Gunner some more TV time, because I do like his character in real life. So, yeah. And finally, Melissa defeats Hannah Blossom in a 53C-. Nothing really on there. Although we got a bonus for being well booked. Now, I read something, and it kind of makes sense. Apparently, if you get penalised for the show for an angle being badly booked or a match being badly booked, it's normally because you've either protected someone or kept someone strong or had someone dominate. that's apparently how that's dictated. That's how that's kind of, you know, worked out. Should we? Yeah, must be. Anyway, moving on to the main show, and a 67C plus to open up. So Mike Tenay and Jim Ross open the show and talk about TNA Genesis. They talk about Jeff Hardy beating the debuting Ricochet in a ladder match for the television title, and how Low-Ki turned on Samoa Joe to join the Revolution. They also talk about Lashley's involvement in the main event between MVP and Kurt Angle, and what this means for the future of the BDC. Because, Lashley attacked Kurt Angle. But it's confusing. Well, it's not confusing, but I'm rubbish at explaining things. So, go watch the last video if you want to know what that's all about. Lashley attacked Angle, so that means the BDC's future is in jeopardy. Doesn't really make sense, but yeah, go watch that and you'll find out what it's all about. So 67C plus. Jeff Hardy's developing better performance skills, which is good. Jeff Hardy came across well. The performance of Kurt Angle was good. Yeah, pretty impressed with that. Moving on. So the cameras head backstage where you find Chris Melendez talking to Brooke Tessmacher. Jim Ross is putting over the fact that Melendez has an announcement to make later on in the show when he's attacked from behind by a hooded figure. During the fight, the assailant's hood comes down and we find out that it's Drew Galloway. Drew toys with Melendez before telling him that he'll see him in the ring if he's man enough. Galloway then walks off as Brooke checks on the fallen Sarge. I'm just going to have to hold my sitting position. Ow! Christ, that hurt. Oh, I was sat on my leg and I've lost circulation. You know when your leg goes completely dead? It really hurts. Anyway. Well, it doesn't hurt because you can't feel it, but it's a really weird feeling. Anyway, moving on. 62C, not too bad. 68C plus. Samoa Joe makes his way down to the ring and begins to talk about Low-Ki and what happened at TNA Genesis. He reminds the fans how Low-Ki turned on him joining the Revolution and says that he'll get his revenge on the X Division champion. James Storm and the Revolution then come out with without Low-Ki. Storm tells Joe that he'll have to wait to get his revenge as Low-Ki is in 6-man tag team action against the Hardys and Eric Young with Storm and Abyss, but he tells Joe that he can get his ass kicked by the Great Sonata instead. So Low-Ki improvised well throughout the segment, even though he wasn't in it. This game. I probably should have set him to be off screen. So anyway, 68C plus, no worker improvements, moving on. It could have been worse. Could have been a worse match. So the Great Sonata defeats Samoa Joe in 11:50 by pinfall after a distraction from Low-Ki. That moves on the storyline. No worker improvements. 58C minus. I don't know. It's been worse. We've had worse. And Sonata was in it. Sonata's not the best or the most over guy on the roster. So I'm actually quite happy with that. Moving on. Drew Galloway makes his way out to the ring with a smile on his face. He casually sits on the top rope waiting for the announcement that Melendez won't be wrestling tonight, but is shocked when Melendez's music hits and the Sarge makes his way down to the ring with Brooke. Looks like we will get this match after all. So yeah, that storyline moves on a little bit. Drew and Brooke got bonuses. Brooke got penalised. Melendez just apparently wasn't in the dirt sheet. So moving on, and the match is awful. It is Chris Melendez though. He would be one of the guys going down to the developmental territory. So yeah, I'm not too kind of disheartened by that. I'm basically just going to have Drew Galloway attack people until I work out something good for him to do. I want to build him up to be a main eventer. Apparently he's only a mid-carder. I really want to have Drew Galloway in that main event because I love Drew Galloway. Drew McIntyre, whole other story. Hate Drew McIntyre, but I love Drew Galloway. ICW. Anyway, moving on. And 46D. Drew Galloway's beaten Chris Melendez, but he isn't finished with the Sarge yet. Galloway beats down on Melendez with Brooke pleading for him to stop. Galloway grabs the mic and sets Melendez up for the future choke DDT. Galloway says, Impact Wrestling, I'm the new Phenom and I have arrived. Galloway then plants Melendez with a future shock before leaving. So yeah, basically Drew Galloway making his debut. We find out who he's facing next week later on. But yeah, Jim Ross helped Melendez during the segment. I did that months ago. Not months ago, but like last month I set Melendez's manager to Jim Ross to try and get him over a little bit. Or to try and help him get over. But yeah, well, they don't click, and it was a stupid idea because Jim Ross is an announcer. So yeah, 46D. Moving on. Dirt sheet, no. Booking, wow. Melendez got bonus for managerial help though, but he was penalised for managerial chemistry. What? Doesn't even make sense. Moving on. 64C. Jim Ross hypes up the upcoming match between the Hardys and the Revolution, and Eric Young. He's in there as well. Eric Young. See? Told you he was in there. JR says, the Hardys have a great chance to prove themselves against the tag team champs, the Revolution, and there's always the chance of Samoa Joe trying to get some revenge on Low Ki. So don't go anywhere, because this should be a great match. And it should, really. We've got the tag team champs, we've got the X Division champ, and we've got the television champ all in the same match. So you'd hope it'd be a good match. On to the next segment, and Shark Boy! Yeah! I can't remember what he says. What was it? Sure, yeah! Anyway, I love Shark Boy. The cameras head backstage where MVP and Kenny King have Shark Boy pinned against the wall. MVP says, you tell me where Lashley is and I swear I'll only break one arm. Shark Boy pleads with MVP, telling him that he doesn't know where Lashley is. King grabs a metal pipe and is about to smack Shark Boy around the arm, because obviously they're threatening to break his arm, when MVP stops him. MVP says the Buster doesn't know where he is, he ain't worth BDC time. Come on Kenny, let's go. And they leave. Oh wait, I think I could have sworn I wrote more. Something about Shark Boy sliding down the wall slowly. But anyway, no improvements. Moving on. And it's the tag team match. So in a match that had some good action but not much in the way of heat, Low Ki and the Revolution defeated Eric Young and the Hardys in 14 minutes when Matt Hardy was disqualified when Samoa Joe ran in and attacked Low Ki. So yeah, Rebby Sky did some good work at ringside. Eric Young was off his game. Matt Hardy, Low Ki and Jeff Hardy are all improving in performance skills, which is good. Oh Jesus. Segment rating got a bonus for Jeff Hardy, Matt Hardy and Eric Young tag team experience. Interesting. I protected Abyss in that match, which is why that got penalised for booking decisions. So, moving on. 61C. Things break down quickly as Samoa Joe and Low Ki continue to fight on the outside. Storm, Abyss and Manic brawl in the ring with the Hardys and EY. Low Ki Irish whips Samoa Joe into the ring steps before hitting the Warriors' way. In the ring, the Revolution send Young and Matt Hardy out of the ring, and Storm sends Jeff out of the ring with a last call super kick. Storm then grabs the mic as the Revolution line up in front of him. He says, in the Revolution, there's always room for one more, and he looks at Joe. If that's true, then I guess there's always room for one less. Storm nods to Abyss, who picks up Manic and hits the chokeslam. The Revolution then leave the ring with a load of bodies scattered all over the place. Does that mean the end for Manic in the Revolution? I'm not 100% sure yet. Probably not. I think Sonata would be the one to go if anyone left the Revolution, because I just don't rate Sonata at all, to be honest. But yeah, Manic didn't come out of this looking good. Well, yeah, he wasn't supposed to, really. That's moved on 2 storylines. Joe and Magnus versus the Revolution. I haven't really started that yet, Magnus bit. But we're gonna start moving towards that soon. yeah. Moving on. And Angle featuring Kurt Angle. So Kurt Angle arrives at the arena and the cameraman asks him how he's feeling after failing to win the world title at Genesis. Angle says, last Sunday I had MVP right where I wanted him. He was going to tap and I was going to be a 6-time TNA world champion until Lashley speared me. I get it. I do. He wants to be world champion. We all do. But he needs to get in line. That title should be around my waist. Now if you don't mind, I'm going to go have a little talk with Lashley. So yeah, Kurt Angle's pissed off that Lashley got involved. He's going to go have a little talk with him, which in pro wrestling terms means they're going to fight. But yeah, Kurt Angle got a bonus for a good gimmick, but it was too short. Okay, that's interesting. I never really thought about that, in all fairness. Angle being too short. Interesting. Right, moving on. And knockouts match. Gail Kim versus Tara. In a match that had some good action but not much in the way of heat, Tara defeated Gail Kim in 6 minutes 11 by pinfall while using the ropes for leverage. Gail Kim and Tara have pretty good chemistry and lifted the match. Didn't really do much with the knockouts this week. That's not because I don't like the knockouts. It's just because I just didn't really have anything for them to do. I couldn't really fit it in. So, moving on. 41D. It's Chris Melendez, man. Eddie Edwards is in the medical room checking on Chris Melendez. Edwards says Galloway's going to get what's coming to him. He can't just come here, attack American Hero, and get away with it. Next week, I'll challenge Galloway to a match and show him what us Americans are made of. I don't know. I just went with it. So, yeah. Let's book that in for next week. Singles. And Eddie Edwards versus Drew Galloway. There. I do need to sort the roster out. I think the roster's a bit too big. So I will sort that out eventually. But anyway, that's booked in for next week. So no work improvements. Let's move on. I think I'd be better off with that Jim Ross's. Yeah, I think so too, Chris. So MVP and Kenny King are still looking for Lashley when they spot Tyrus backstage. MVP looks at King before looking back at Tyrus, and the two approach him cautiously. MVP says, "Hey Tyrus, hey man, look, I got a proposal for you. Now I know you like to hurt people. I admire that. In fact, you remind me a little of myself. You know what? You should roll with us, man. Imagine that. With me and King by your side, you'd be unstoppable." MVP throws his title over his shoulder. "Hell, you'd be 1/3 of the World Heavyweight Champions. Come on, man, join the family." Because the BDC have this thing, if you don't watch TNA, the BDC have this thing where the BDC are the champions, not one specific man. Not that they hold any champ. Well, Kenny King is the real. He's actually the X Division champion, but on TV, Rockstar Spud's the champion. Spoiler alert. Sorry. I found that out today. I was well pissed off. Well, yesterday, if you're watching this, like as it's gone up. Whatever. Tyrus tells MVP he'll think about it before pushing past Kenny King and walking off. And King says, "You know what, P? You may have just won him over." So, the BDC looking to hire Tyrus, or employ Tyrus, or, whatever. 64C. I didn't even notice that. So yeah, pretty good. Next segment. Ricochet makes his Impact Wrestling debut and makes his way to the ring. He quickly grabs the mic and starts talking about Jeff Hardy. Ricochet says, "Last Sunday at TNA Genesis, I made my in-ring debut facing Jeff Hardy in a TV title match. Jeff, I know you're in the back, although you may not be conscious. I want a rematch. I wasn't ready. I deserve a fair rematch where I have time to prepare." Because, I don't know. Ricochet challenged Jeff Hardy. But yeah, he's a heel, so he's complaining because he wasn't ready. Pardon me. Before Ricochet can say anything else, Adam Cole comes out to a lot of cheers from the crowd. Cole says, "Ricochet, shut your mouth and stop complaining. These people didn't come here to listen to people talk. They came here to watch great wrestling." And the crowd pops. He says, "I've spoken to Desmond Wolfe, seeing as though neither of us have a match. Well, now we do." So Cole makes his way down to the ring, whilst Ricochet argues that he isn't ready again. So that moves on the Jeff Hardy versus Ricochet storyline. Adam Cole will have something coming up soon, just not right now. 62C. And not bad. Could have been better, but 62C is not too bad. The match itself got 65C, which I'm fairly happy with. Adam Cole defeated Ricochet in 15 minutes by pinfall with a super kick. No worker improvements. See, now we're getting these bonuses for being well booked, so I think that was definitely what it was. So, yeah, I'm happy with that. Moving on. This is technically one promo, but I didn't have time to kind of fit it all in one, so that it's in 3 parts. So MVP and Kenny King are stood in the middle of the ring, and MVP calls Lashley out. He says, "Last Sunday at TNA Genesis, I retained our world title, proving that we are the best in the business and that we can beat anybody. I don't care what anybody says, we still would have beaten Angle even if Lashley didn't get involved." Now, speaking of Lashley, it seems as though we're having a little communication problems, so why don't you come out here? Lashley makes his way out to the ring, shaking hands with the fans. Lashley tells MVP that he doesn't want to share the title, he wants to hold it alone, proving he really is the best. So no work improvements. I'm just going to have a little drink, hang on. So yeah, storyline moves on, everyone got bonuses, so cool. And yeah, next part. So a little improvement with Kurt Angle joining the fray. So before MVP can reply, Kurt Angle's music hits and the Olympic gold medalist makes his way to the ring. Angle says, "MVP, this won't take long, so you can keep that bullshit in your mouth for a little longer. Lashley, at Genesis I had MVP in the ankle lock and he was this close to tapping out. This close, until you got involved. I know you want the title and I respect that, but you gotta wait in line, man. As I see it, I didn't get a fair shot, meaning I'm still #1 contender for the world title." And the fans pop again. Because it's Kurt Angle, why wouldn't you? MVP gets in Angle's face when Lashley throws MVP out of the ring. Angle throws King out of the ring, and Angle and Lashley face off. Who deserves a shot at the title? In all fairness, I say Lashley because he got screwed over first. But, what do the powers say? MVP and Kenny King are quickly back in the ring and square up against Lashley and Angle. Just as it looks like the 4 men are about to fight, Desmond Wolfe quickly makes his way out to the top of the ramp. He says, "Gentlemen, please. Angle, Lashley, both of you have a fair point. Angle, your match at Genesis ended in a clusterfuck. Lashley, you never got a fair rematch against Bobby Roode. I'll give it some thought over the next week. As for now, we still need a main event. With 4 great wrestlers in the ring, I see no reason why we can't have ourselves a tag team match. Kurt Angle and Lashley versus the World Heavyweight Champion MVP and Kenny King. You're welcome." Desmond Wolfe walks to the back and Brian Hebner makes his way out to start the match. So no work improvements. And everyone got bonuses, which is all good. So moving on, the main event. 71C plus. I think 72B minus? I'm not 100% sure, but 72 may be B minus, so that's not a bad match. So let's have a look what happened. In a match that had some good action and an average heat, Kenny King and MVP defeated Kurt Angle and Lashley, when MVP defeated Kurt Angle by pinfall with a malicious intent following interference from Tyrus. So Kenny King seemed off his game. Lashley is improving in performance skills, which is good. Kurt Angle, there's loads of bonuses there. Where are the penalisations? Let's have a look. Holding back, Ah, it was penalised for booking decision, so let's see, who did I protect? I kept Kurt Angle strong. Okay. So yeah, that's definitely what that means. I'm glad I've worked that out now. So yeah, that's the final match. And to finish the show, Tyrus throws Lashley at the ring, walks over to the middle of the ring where MVP is still laid over Kurt Angle. Tyrus offers a hand and helps MVP up. MVP hands Tyrus the world title, and the three celebrate in the middle of the ring to a chorus of boos. Looks like Tyrus is the newest member of the BDC. So yeah, Tyrus is now in the BDC. Looking for maybe another one or two people to join. I'm not sure who in the current roster would kind of suit the BDC. I was thinking Ricochet, because he's quite a cocky kid, isn't he? Maybe King Mo. Try get King Mo over a little bit. But yeah, I'm not 100% sure. Maybe Bram, because, and I quote, "I like hurting people." So yeah, 70C plus to end the show, which is pretty decent, to be fair. Melendez was slightly overused. He was, to be fair. He was in three angles in a match, so he was a little bit overused. Show increased our popularity in 22 regions, which is fucking awesome. Lost its popularity in one region, which is a shame, but I reckon that was the tri-state area where our popularity or our importance is a B minus. That'll be where, or a B, is it B minus or a B? I can't remember. But yeah, right, I'll see you in a second. We'll get the TV ratings and all that shiz. So yeah, see you in a second. Okie dokie. So I'm never saying that again. That was awful. Okie dokie. Who says that? Anyway, let's have a look at the show rating. Matt Hardy has signed a non-exclusive contract with PWS. Nux has gone to Ring of Honor. Another one. Another one. To be fair, I don't even think I used Nux. I think I used him once on Impact, on Explosion. Let's see, got 1.72, which is down from last week, but it could have been worse. So yeah, Nux has gone to Ring of Honor. Rob Terry's leaving to Ring of Honor as well. So yeah, we don't really use Nux or Rob Terry, to be fair. So you know, they can have the menagerie if they want them. It doesn't really bother me. But yeah, he's not great anyway. He's pretty shit, to be fair. But he's probably quite over for them. I don't know. Anyway, so Matt Hardy, I'm sure I had him down on a written deal. Oh no, he wouldn't sign a written deal because he pretty much owns Omega Wrestling, doesn't he? So yeah. Anyway, so let's see what the decisions are. Oh, the Briscoes! The Briscoes! Hey! Take that, Ring of Honor. Let's get these contracts done. Ha! Get those Briscoes in. And Shelton Benjamin. So is it the greatest tag team in the world? I believe that's what they're called. So we got Jay Briscoe. We've got Jay Briscoe, Mark Briscoe coming in. Shelton Benjamin coming in. Shark Boy's leaving. Is he? Where's he going? Ring of Honor. Yeah, I should have known, really. This has to be the most one-sided war I've ever seen. I mean, they've signed Nux and Shark Boy. We've signed the Briscoes and Red Dragon. I think I might win this war. Although, I tell you what, Ring of Honor have been putting on some cracking shows lately. See if we can pull up their last show. Is it on there? I don't know. So, 2015 results. Right, where is it? Ring of Honor. Ring of Honor, Ring of Honor, Ring of Honor. Where the fuck is it? Am I just blind? I can't actually see it. SmackDown, main event, Phoenix, Championship Wrestling, New Japan, Japanese Women, TNA Genesis. It should be on the Saturday, so... There it is, Ring of Honor Wrestling. B-. Now, Jay Lethal. I actually want to sign all 4 of them guys in that main event. No lies, right? I really want to get Kazarian, Daniels, Jay Lethal, and, well, not just Matt Jackson, but the Young Bucks. I think they'd be quite a good addition. Addition. Sorry, it's because I'm looking at the word addiction. I want to get AJ Styles as well, but apparently we're too small for him. He's wrestling at Ring of Honor. That's not just me laughing at Ring of Honor. They are genuinely smaller on this game. But yeah, you can see there. We are slowly growing. Like I said, we're pretty over in the tri-state area. We're pretty over in England, actually. I'm tempted to do some shows in England. In fact, I'm very tempted to do some shows in England. I think I was originally... Oh, yeah. That's what I was going to do. I was going to do some shows in England after the Genesis. I might do some shows over in England after the next pay-per-view, I think. Might be interesting. So, yeah. But that's it. Explosion in 2 days? No. I'm going to stop uploading TNA Explosion. I'm still going to book it, just not as in-depth as kind of I normally do when I record it. So I'll just change the angle names and stuff. But yeah, I'm pretty much just going to use Explosion to kind of get people over and give them some momentum. And unless I change Explosion to an A show, I'm not going to upload it on YouTube. But yeah, that's just kind of how I want that to be. I'm going to take a look and see about our product, see how we need to do that so that people are rated on performance over popularity, because our guys are, they're good performers, they're just not very over. So I think if our product is rated more on performance and popularity, or even equally, I think we'll put on better shows. But I'm not 100% sure how to do that, so I'll have some words with people on the Twitter. In terms of... right, if we go into here, is it here? I forgot we were even partnered with Wrestle One, to be fair. Do they have any good people? Amazing Kong! They've got Kong. She's not even that bad. I tell you what, Amazing Kong. I'm so tempted. Whoa, what the fuck is that? That's weird. Any kind of American guys? No? Seiya Sanada? Tajiri. Oh, Tajiri. He's not bad, Do they have Great Muda? Rene Dupree. He's shit on this, but I just know the name. I'm well impressed with myself. I know a name in Japanese wrestling. Alberto El Patron. Oh wow, he's good. He's over as well. Well, we're too small. You're wrestling for Wrestle One. Actually, I don't even know how big Wrestle One are. So, they could be the best kind of guys. Anyway. Who's looking for? Great Muda. No, doesn't look like he's on here. I'm sure he wrestled for Wrestle One. Because he was on the kind of pay-per-view they did for Bound for Glory last year. Anyway. Oh. Great. No, he's not even on here. What? Muda? I don't even know. Is it Muda or Muta? Either way, he's not on it. Anyway, MVP. That is it for this episode, guys. If you like the video, then please leave a like and let us know what you think of the video. And if you know anything about kind of the product and how to get it rated so that it's more performance based than popularity based, then yeah, hit us up. I'll put Twitter in the description. I'm probably more likely to respond to you if you tweet me. Yeah, that's it really, guys. Thank you very much for the video. Thank you very much for watching the video. God, it's been so long since I finished the video. Yeah. Thank you very much for watching the video, guys. I'll see you in the next episode. Peace.